The question is that the motion be agreed to. The Honourable
Mr. Speaker, the theory of what the Minister has just outlined is all fine and good. The practice has been something totally different. The bill as introduced was actually opposed by the Labor Party, and it was opposed because you cannot build a better public service by attacking the rights and devaluing the essential stakeholders in the public service, and that is the people that work in there. But to give credit to the Select Committee and then to the Minister, the problems that existed with the bill as introduced were worked through by the Select Committee. Significant amendments were made, and the Minister agreed to accept those amendments. I'm just going to outline those in a moment, but I do want to say that it does make a difference when a Select Committee is prepared to independently look at legislation and when a Minister is prepared to accept the results of their deliberation. That enables us to achieve much wider consensus within this House on a piece of legislation where we would hope there would be continuity between governments, because we do need a strong and innovative and a creative public service, and we need the framework within which that can operate. When this bill was introduced, there were real problems with it in terms of diminishing the rights of people who might be made redundant. And when a person is made redundant, that means they lose a job through no fault of their own. They should not be further punished by denying them the rights to redundancy compensation. There should be proper transition when changes are made, and we shouldn't be disadvantaging those covered by a collective agreement as against to those who are under individual contracts. And we shouldn't have a situation whereby the government is able to make orders that unilaterally change the rights that the existing legal and bargaining rights that workers have. The Labor opposition raised each of those points in the Select Committee, and as a result we have a change in the redundancy provisions that protect the existing entitlements of people who are working within the public service. Now, there will be one situation where workers will not be entitled to redundancy payments, and that is where they are provided with a job which is, quote-unquote, no less favourable than the existing one that they have. If a worker is in no way disadvantaged, the work is as convenient, it provides the same rights, the same future prospects and opportunities, then, we accept that as not a redundancy situation. But where a genuine redundancy situation exists, workers should be appropriately compensated, and the change in the legislation enables that to happen. There needs to be proper transition provisions, and this bill provides a sunset over agreements, both collective and individual, over the 3 years after the passage of this bill. That puts people on collective agreements on the same footing as those under individual contracts. And finally, what was called the government workforce policy orders have become statements. They will ensure that existing legal and bargaining rights are protected, and that is different from the bill as introduced. Mr. Speaker, I said before we support a framework which encourages an innovative, flexible, efficient public service, and we also support a framework that enables collaboration between the different agencies of government. The Section 1A Purpose Clause of this bill is a commendable cause in terms of setting out the principles of the state sector, about the spirit of service to the community, about the collective interests of government, about appropriate standards of integrity and conduct, about political neutrality, workforce and personnel matters being provided for properly, and good employer-employee obligations, as well as a culture of excellence.
Sorry to interrupt the honourable member. The time has come for me to leave the chair. This debate is interrupted and set down for resumption next sitting day. The House stands adjourned until 2 p.m. tomorrow. Good evening. 3 minutes, wasn't it?